Hi, this is Anna. Welcome to the 8th installation of the video series, The Enneagram and the Major Arcana. So in this series, I'm looking at the gifts of the Enneagram and connecting them to their corresponding card in the Major Arcana of the Tarot. So the 8th gift of the Enneagram is the gift of power or powerfulness, being able to live in power. And people who are born with this gift have power in their bodies. They walk into a room and they emanate this energy. They can be great leaders. They can be boisterous and funny. They're very relaxed in their body. They don't censor themselves or overly obsess over what other people think. They're just really in their own skin in a really comfortable and powerful way. They also can really enjoy adventures and they like to do fun and wild things. They just like to suck the marrow out of life. But they're also willing to engage in confrontation. They're not afraid to stand up for somebody who's being wronged, and they're not afraid to engage, to jump into the fray if the need arises. So it's a wonderful gift, but like all the gifts of the Enneagram, it comes with a distortion. So when we are young, always, there is something that happens to us that causes us to doubt our gift, to doubt the natural flow of our gift. And so we begin to try to make the gift happen. We begin to try to emanate the gift in an artificial way. And that results in introducing anxiety and control to the natural flow of the gift. And in the case of the powerful person, that distortion is an avoidance of weakness or vulnerability, because in their mistaken understanding in the distortion, they believe that vulnerability endangers their gift of power. So a person living in the distortion of the gift of power is really probably not going to be very sensitive to people around them. Maybe will even blow people off who are feeling hurt or sad. They're not kind to themselves. They don't let themselves cry or feel sad or feel their own sorrow or pain. And so they can come off as very boorish and kind of unkind and even maybe sometimes kind of cruel. And I've met people who are living in the distortion of the 8 who were very upset by the fact that they hurt people. They didn't want to hurt people, but they almost like they couldn't stop themselves. They had no way of kind of regulating their power. And so they begin to really be kind of afraid of their power, and they try to tamp it down and try to control it because they feel like it cannot be trusted. But the truth is that the actual flow of power is always good. It always results in the good. It always fights and supports the good. It's never boorish or dangerous. And that's why I think it's wonderful that this gift of the Enneagram is matched with the 8th card of the Major Arcana, which is the card of strength. So again, in this card, we have a perfect picture of what we're describing in the matured gift of the 8. And that is, you have this kind of vital energy source, which is the lion, and it's being tamed and loved and gentled down by the angel. So the strength comes from the angel's willingness to trust the lion and engage the lion in a loving, vulnerable way. And the lion responds by accepting this connection and responding to it. So in this case, the lion is not caged up, which is what we might do if we're afraid of power. Instead, the lion is released and gentled and taught how to serve the highest good, which the angel is contributing to him. So this, to me, is kind of the essence of the story and the lesson around strength, which is we are often afraid of our own vital energy because it has hurt people, or we've been accused of being too wild or too unruly, and we blame ourselves because other people have been offended or upset by us. And so we've caged in that vital energy. And when you do that, it only makes things worse, because now your energy is like a lion in a cage. It's getting restless, it's getting frustrated and grumpy, and it's starting to roar. And if it ever escapes, it wreaks havoc, which is exactly what happens to distorted 8s when they kind of try to tamp down their energy. They just get so frustrated and it blows up on them. So instead of doing that distortion and that anxiety around the power, you learn how to embrace it and love it and see it for what it really is, which is a huge asset to making things happen in the world. Just like people born into the 8 are powerful leaders and powerful defenders and are always willing to speak the truth and get to the heart of things, which is such a huge asset. The gift of this vital energy is it gets us straight to the point of things. It helps cut through all the crap so we're able to really get clear on things. But it needs to be gentled and directed by our highest self. So we want a relationship between our vital body energy and this beautiful guidance of the soul. They are not opposite of each other. So many times in like religious life, we're taught the body and the spirit are fighting each other. That does not have to be the case. In fact, that really does not work for anyone. It is so much better for the spirit and the body to have this lovely symbiosis where the body is connected to wisdom and the wisdom's connected to vital energy, and together they create something really special. So I love this card as a corrective to the distortion of power and as a way of reclaiming power for those who are born into the gift and those of us who are just who are getting in touch with our own vital energy. It is necessary to make friends with your power again, to not try to box it up or control it, but to trust it. It is there to serve you and to serve the world. We just have to set aside this conflicted relationship and realize a relationship of faith and kindness is possible. See you next time for our final installation in this series. Bye.